Hey guys, just wanted to shoot a quick video here and show you kind of a little bit of the aftermath and a little bit of damage from the last event from the S2K takeover. If you saw my video I recently posted of the hot laps, I did have a couple incidents where I went off track, jumped the car a little bit, and went through the dirt. And everything mechanically on the car seems great. The POR 15 is holding up great on the control arms. They got rocks and dirt thrown at them, and they don't appear to have any chips on them anywhere. Of course, the Öhlins and the Carceps bar, everything seems to be fine. The only thing that I could see that actually got damaged from going off-road, and I guess it's pretty common with these 3D printed rear brake ducts, is, you know, if anything hits them, whether it be chunks of tire on the track, or if you go off-road and throw some dirt and rocks at them, the layers shear right off. So that's what happened. This side is the driver's side, and this side is worse than the other side for the damage, but I'll show you underneath here. They did survive in the fact that you know, they're still mounted to the car and it still feels pretty solid, but there was a huge scoop under here before, and the whole bottom plate got blown off, sheared right along this layer of 3D printed material all the way to the front, and you can see what's remaining of the flange here. This will probably still work. I mean, I ran it for like 3 sessions like this at New Jersey Motorsports Park Thunderbolt, and didn't notice any brake fade, so it's still probably working, but not optimal right now. I'm going to try to make something a little more robust than these 3D printed jobs. These are from Barotech. They worked very well, but they're not the best if you go off track and stuff. So there is a version 2 of these on his website, since he doesn't sell this version anymore. This is like the version 1 that has a larger scoop that hangs down lower. He's got a new version 2 that sits about an inch higher, reduces the amount of airflow, I guess, that would come into this vent, but it also, by raising it up, it eliminates, I guess, a lot of the problems with it shearing off if you do have some debris thrown at it. So this is the driver's side. Everything still seems pretty solid, but the passenger side did crack. As you can see right there, where my thumb is. That is cracked all the way around, and it's hanging on for dear life right now. But I don't know if I'm going to glue it using some Gorilla Glue and just glue that layer back together, because the whole scoop is still there, and you can see it's got some dirt and debris thrown at it. But as you can see, the edge is cracked right there. So I'm going to have to do something to make it functional for the event at Thompson this weekend. And I looked at my shop vac, and this is the factory attachment that came with my 12-gallon shop vac. So, you know, I'm only like 4 days away from the event, but it got me thinking. You know, the one on the S2KI DIY is a different one than this. It's a rigid part number, and this material is only like all the way back here, so it doesn't have as big of a scoop as this Craftsman one. And these are hard to find because you can't really buy them aftermarket. I went on eBay and found a couple used ones, so I may order a couple more. But I'll leave the part number in the description below for what Craftsman part number this is. All I did was take a belt sander to the top and ground that rib off that you see on the bottom. And I marked a couple dots right there and here of where the old brake duct mounted to it here. So as you can see, this is a tiny bit wider than the 3D printed ones from Barrow. But it's an injection molded part, so there's no 3D print layers or anything, and this thing is super robust and probably would get ripped off the car before it broke. So with this flange on here, that's about the same distance as the 3D printed flange. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, drill a couple holes through and just mount with the 2 holes underneath the car and not use the holes that are kind of up in the back wheel well, and just use some washers and mount this guy in there and run it, because the height of these, of course this one is broken as well, it's missing the bottom, but the height of them are very similar. I'm just curious if the little bit of width increase is going to fit under there. Yeah, so gonna give it a try here. Alright, so I ended up cutting about 1 inch off of this on the end of the Craftsman duct. Maybe 3/4 of an inch. That's how much I cut off. And then I ordered these through Amazon. They're $6 a piece. They came in 2 days. PowerTech 45-degree elbow, 2.5 inch. Now I was hoping that these would fit inside this diameter, but they don't. They're the exact same diameter. So what I'm going to do is just wrap them with tape, but ideally you want to put a 2.5-inch silicone coupler with worm clamps, hose clamps on them to tie the two together. That would be the most robust. But for the time being, I'm going to wrap it in some Gorilla Tape, and then that'll be where the brake duct hose connects to. Alright, so here is the completed setup. Showing you in here so you can see the two hose clamps are on the Gorilla Tape to the 45-degree dust collector adapter. And then down here is the Craftsman Shop Vac attachment, routed in the 2.5-inch silicone brake duct. Got some Gorilla Tape around here just to secure it from rubbing against the toe link arm here. And then it comes down around, like you saw in my previous video, to the dust shield, which is right behind this surface here. Just an update, these have been probably tracked 7 or 8 times this year, at least an hour of track time per event on the track. And this is a centric blank rotor that was brand new in 2020 in springtime, and this is about after 7 or 8 events. Just swapped the OEM pads back on. This is just the wear from the Rebastos ST43 pads, and no cracking, no signs of surface cracking or anything yet, and I believe the brake ducts kept these cool enough here in the Northeast running this car, 20-minute sessions all out. So I don't have any problem with the rear rotors fading with the ducts on the OEM brakes. So I have no desire to do any kind of modifications to the caliper, switch to an RX-8 caliper, go to a vented rotor on the rear of this car. For what I'm running in the class I'm in without aero or anything, it's plenty good enough for what I'm doing here, and the pads seem to work very well. So this is just a look at underneath the car. These have been off track a few times and seen about 7 track days, or probably 6 track days since I swapped out the 3D printed ones, these Craftsman Shop Vac ones, and you can see I can just hit them decently hard, pull on them pretty ruggedly, and it's only 2 bolts holding them in, and they are pretty dang secure compared to the other ones I had on here. So both sides are set up the same way. This duct here is about 9 inches wide, like I showed you, and it's almost like it was made for this car. It just fits between the frame rail and the end of the contour here before you get to the strap down point to lock your car down on the trailer. So the hook still clears. When I put a hook around here, the strap kind of goes alongside of it, and there's no interference with strapping the car down. And so yeah, that's the update to my rear brake duct setup. These are about $8 a piece if you can find them. Like I said, part number in the description below, the video description, for the Craftsman part number for those. And yeah, everything worked out well. I'm very satisfied with it. As you can see, the Gorilla Tape is so thin, you don't want to have a thick coupler here because you don't want it to put pressure on this, so it fits really tightly up against the chassis of the car there, and routes everything perfectly back to the rear. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, leave a comment, and give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.